Are you ready? Don't jump up. Nope, don't jump up on my screen, little boy. Okay, come on out. All right, there it is. Wow. Another overcast, dreary, really rainy, misty day. Hey, good morning. Is it Thursday morning? Good Thursday morning, and welcome to Ice Age Puppy Age 2.0. Here we go. It just doesn't end, man. Nothing's ever simple. Come on, pup. So I don't know what's going on here, but yesterday I had to chase Diesel down the damn street, so aggravating, but boy, it's raining. You really can't tell it, but it's like misty and raining. Come on, pups, you ready? Hungry? Come on back. Come on back. What is going on out here? Boy, I tell you what, Diesel has such a different look to him this morning. I woke up and I was looking at him. You know, I was like, wow. He's starting to so mature. You know, they're starting to cross that line of getting to adulthood. And he just has such a different look. Now, it's never ending. So there's the kid. I don't know what the kid's doing. Got me. It's never simple here at Ice Age TV. Is it Thursday morning? Is it Friday morning? What the hell day is it, right? It's Thursday, but we're just now that time of season where it's overcast, it's snowy, it's rainy. It's the doldrums of the winter months. Maybe know those times of year you're just stuck, and there really is no break in the cold weather for us here in the near future. So I wonder what my kid's doing. I wonder why she's out and about here. I really don't know. She'll get all offended if I video this, so I gotta cut it off. Hey, puppies. Are you ready? Are you ready? Come on, let's get on out of here and get the Thursday morning adventures going. Come on, get out there, puppies. You know, it's actually kind of warm out to a degree, but it's just wet and moist, and the snow is slowly just kind of disappearing because there's just so much moisture in the air and it's melting, and it's just so wet. Property is soaked. As we get across the way, you know, this morning, my right shoulder and arm are like really sore. You know, why is that? You know what? It's because I hold this damn phone in my right hand all day, damn day long. Come on, no. Come on back this way. Hungry? Let's go. Come on, hungry? Come on. Come on, you guys hungry? Come on, Willow. Willow's going to take him down the fence to go crap. Come on, pups. When the hell did the guys come get this thing? I tell you, the repo experience to me has been incredible. It takes about a month, at least a month, if maybe not even 2 months after you call Ford Motor Credit and voluntarily surrender your car. So anybody out there, I'm going to tell you straight up, anybody out there in dire straits, you could play the game probably for a year of not paying for your car. So anybody ever gets in dire straits, if you know how to play the game, you can keep your car a long time without paying on the car payments. Not so much the insurance, because they can shut down your registration of your car. But the whole point is, if you know, the last guy was out here that repoed the F-250 and a Raptor, that guy was telling me about this rich-ass guy that just locks his Rolls Royce down his garage, and they can't do anything. They can't. There's nobody who can really do anything to that guy. You know, they can tarnish him, I guess, in court. But as far as getting that car, they can't do it. He was telling me, it's like, you have no idea what people get away with. Come on, bro. Come on, Will. Come on, Will. Willow. You're not eating yet, buddy. Come on. Will. That's later. Come on, Ginger Scout. Come on, pups. So anyways, I'm supposed to give the dogs, no, I'll get out dewormer this morning, so I think I have to do that. Okay. Just gave Diesel and Rebel their dewormers, injected in their mouth yesterday, like, just put this on their dog food. I'm like, are you kidding me? And all the dogs are going to get the dewormer, and they won't get all the dewormer. So anyway, I was just talking about how these repos, the guy that's been doing this most of his life, he was telling me the story of a guy that had a $300,000 Rolls Royce that apparently went to a value of $150,000, and I guess he owes money on it, more than $150,000. And so he's just telling me how this guy locked down his Rolls Royce, and he can't get to it. And the guy's basically telling the creditor, go pound sand. And so he was, but also he was saying these big businesses, big companies get away with so much. And if you get the right lawyer, you can fight a lot of these deficiencies and this and that. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'll believe that when I see that one. But he's basically like, you really can, like the lemon law on that Ford truck. Yesterday and late in the conversation, I kind of told you about that. But it just makes no sense. It makes sense, but it makes no sense. So in Florida, actually there's the law. The Florida law actually states that if a vehicle is used and still under warranty, it can qualify for lemon law. But here's the thing. The Ford representative for the arbitration for the lemon law to see if I qualify, he kept on talking about how if I bought the vehicle in Maryland and I never registered in Maryland, but then I registered in Florida, it's such a much malarkey. So am I going to hire a lemon law attorney? I'm definitely going to call in Florida some lemon law attorneys and explain my circumstances and see what they say. And if I got to spend $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to lemon law this thing, it's well worth the money spent because it's going to be a $40,000+ discrepancy. And what cracks me up about this, what makes no sense to me. How do you get a Carfax report of a vehicle? So my good friend that works at a dealership, he was telling me that the Carfax doesn't yet show the problems with that truck, but the Oasis size does. But I'm thinking, but wouldn't eventually the Carfax wasn't the whole idea of the Carfax report supposed to give you detailed information of a vehicle's history of repair, service records, crash, whatever may have happened to it? So the whole point is, once that vehicle gets a Carfax or whatever report gets out there to the general public that can buy it, and they see that this thing has major battery pack issues, I think that's going to be a $20,000 or $30,000 auction vehicle. I think it's going to get destroyed. I mean, once again, if you're a used car dealer or even a car dealership buying that truck used, and you knew it's having major battery electrical problems, would you really want to take that headache on? I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, and that's the whole point. I guess if you can get the thing for so dirt cheap and you can make 20 grand off of it, if you get it for 20 grand and you can convince somebody to buy it for 40, 42, then I can get that conversation. But on the same time, if the guy has access to the same thing you have, would you buy that vehicle? Since you're on my channel, would you, if you went to a car dealership, saw that F-150 Lightning truck, and the value of it, let's just say it had it in the market for $44,999, and you know you're going to get it for 42 or 43 or 41, and you saw that truck, and then you saw a report of 3 major battery pack failures, would you buy that truck? I don't think anybody on my channel would. I think you'd be an idiot to buy that truck. I'd feel sorry for you. So anyways, the morning conversations, there's so much stuff going on right now in our country. Where do you start? Where do we start with now the Donald Trump that's coming to office? And just the, in so many ways, the craziness. And Elon Musk, tell you what, how does that guy have any time to be in business? He posts on X throughout the day, all day long. For the most part, he's posting so much information. It's incredible how much posting he does on X. And I just think, is that actually Elon Musk, or is that somebody that's having authority for him or her to use his account and assist him on being a social media? Because I just don't understand. I mean, you know as well as I do, I guarantee you, anybody here that's on my channel, and I would have to venture to say that a lot of the people watch my channel, per se, probably are at my age group, probably have a more flexible schedule in their life. I would have a hard time believing that a person that follows my channel on a regular basis, I'm not talking about sees videos here and there, but if you really follow me on a daily basis and you're really staying tuned with my morning conversations and other antics through the day, which is hours and hours of video sometimes throughout the day, I would doubt that the person, the male or female, most likely a male individual, let's just say that's 40 years old, has a full-time job, has 2-3 kids, he's married. I can't see that person having a social media life per se, because if you're having to get up in the morning, back in the day, I used to get up at 4:30 in the morning to go drive a fuel truck. I mean, I used to, I did for close to 10 years working in the oil industry, where I was working 6-7 days a week. And I had to get up very early in the morning every day and take care of business. Would I have had time for this back in the day? Heck no. So the whole point is, there's no way I can see Elon Musk, if he really has the rigorous schedule like so many other people have. How the heck do you have the time schedule to just be able to do like what I'm doing? There's no way the average person can do what I'm doing because of what I just talked about. This amount of time and dedication you have to put in your channel. And if you're a person who get out of bed every morning at 5:30, 6 in the morning, go to work, to be at work by 7 o'clock, 7:30, and then you're not getting home till 5, 6 o'clock at night. Like my dad, when I was growing up, there was no way he had time. My dad was out of the house by 6:30 in the morning. He wasn't back home usually till 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. He was on planes and trains and flying all over the country. And, he had a very hectic, very busy schedule. And I can't see that he would have had the time on a daily basis to interact on social media like so many do today. And you have to wonder, did the pandemic explode the social media? Because it did give the option for so many people to be working at home remotely, which then opened the door. We're not sitting in traffic in a car for 2-3 hours a day. And it opened the door where they have more time now to spend that time on social media and do other things to what makes them happy. Like the kid this morning, she's going to the gym, then she's going to go to school. So that's what she's doing. She's getting an early start, going to the gym, doing her workout. Then right from there, she's going to head to school and do her day, and then the day will pass quickly. So it's really about Elon Musk. What I'm saying is, when you go to Elon Musk, he posts so much information, so much stuff. How the hell does the guy run? He runs Tesla. He runs SpaceX. He runs, what's the Neuralink. He runs Grok. He just released Grok 3, which is the most highest end artificial intelligence per se by him coming to you. What's it? Starlink. That's 5. Off the tip of my tongue, he's now in with the Doge of the government. That's 6. So he has 6 things on his plate. Well, then X, that's 7. So he has 7 things on his plate. Then he's got like 10 or 11 kids. And then he's got, who's anybody ever seen his girlfriend or wife or whoever it is? Who's anybody ever seen Elon Musk's dad? You hear about his mother May all the time. Who knows much about Elon Musk's dad? Anybody know? Do you actually know? I mean, Elon Musk is the number one guy on the radar screen in the world. He's the richest guy in the world. He's having impact throughout the world. I mean, throughout the world because he's cutting off aid to so many countries that rely on our country to feed the machine in these other countries. So Elon Musk is the number one man probably known in the world right now, if you think about it. So, but who knows much about his father? I don't. I mean, I know stories of Jeff Bezos when he was very young. His mother divorced his father, and his stepdad kind of made him, in some ways, to be who he is. His stepdad was a big oil man in Texas, but I don't think his father even talks to him. Look at this here. The pups this morning, they literally cleaned out the here you go, Prince. Want some more, Princey boy? Princey's still hungry. And Prince, thank goodness, he's getting around. Now, I wouldn't deny that as Prince gets older, is he going to have rear, hip issues? It wouldn't surprise me because I think that's what people saw when he was when people went to see him. He definitely drags the back end. If you look at the way German Shepherds walk, they definitely have a very unique way in how they kind of carry their back end. And for Prince, he definitely has that lazy back end. So, does he have hip? I'd be willing to bet he probably does. Yeah, so that's a very sad disease that comes into German Shepherds. Here, you want some? Here, I'll get some more. Here you go, Prince. So, get some more over here. As you're just a hungry boy, we'll kind of break up the bowls for you. And do that. And so, here you go, pups. Hey, tomorrow's a big Valentine's Day, everybody. Wow, you're getting a gift for your sweetie pie for the Valentine's. February 14th is already here. I mean, time is moving very quickly. So just back to Elon Musk, with all the stuff going on right now in our world, in our country, that it's all about Elon Musk. To say Elon Musk, in so many ways, is outdoing Donald Trump in the popularity sector, not so much everybody loving him, but just being known. And that's what I was saying from the get-go. That's one conversation is he posts all day long on social media. How the hell does he have time for all that stuff? I mean, really, does this guy pop the pills that make it so he can just stay up all day long? I'm sure people know about it. All revved up. Yeah, so the, you know what's interesting? So Elon Musk posted yesterday on X that the Google search engine or whatever search engine in DC, guess what what do you think the biggest search engine, somebody types something in to search for something, what would you think it is? It's criminal defense lawyers. So right now, it's the biggest all-time search engine in DC of people who are looking for criminal defense lawyers. Why is that? Because we're getting ready to witness possible, incredible criminal activity in our own government in DC. And people already know they better get legal representation because they may be going to jail. Wow, is that something? So Elon Musk was posting yesterday saying, I wonder why all of a sudden DC has a call out for lawyers and criminal defense lawyers like never ever seen. Yeah, right? Yeah, that's something to think about. Donald Trump's been on a path like never seen. And I mean, he's got so many things going on. And for me, trying to keep up with all this stuff is very challenging. So I'm just looking here through some of my notes. And so here's something interesting. The wife that of a judge blocking the Trump administration and U.S. grant recipient. Well, his wife is a key woman, Carol Rees, in Ethiopia, that gets USAID funding. So this guy here, this judge, is taking upon himself to call out Trump, saying he can't do what he's doing. But what a coincidence! His wife is getting all this money from USAID. Isn't that a conflict of interest? That guy shouldn't be able to be part of that because he's now really just fighting for his wife and him to continue to get rich off the U.S. government. Is it pretty sickening of what we're seeing? I mean, does this just make you sick? And it's interesting for Elon Musk. Elon Musk is getting a chase, I think, more than ever in his life. He's been so-called successful in the private sector of his life. He's had his challenges up and down. So funny. The dogs get right underneath my feet when I'm going to talk to you. Like having kids, right? Tugging on your pants as you're trying to do something. So anyways, for Elon Musk, he is hitting the wall per se because he's now in the government sector of the bureaucracy, which it runs so deep it's beyond believable. So Elon Musk is truly, I think, getting a huge lesson of just the most incredible challenge in his lifetime of overcoming the corruption of bureaucracy without having the tables turned on him. Because that's what the Democratic Party is trying to do. But they're trying to now pass a bill that weaponizes the government to not allow anybody to see all this information that Elon Musk is seeing. Yes, the Democratic Party is trying to pass a bill because it's going to protect you as a federal employee of the government of nobody being able to see your personal information. So they're trying to get that, and to get that passed. So if they got it passed, then poof, instantly Elon Musk can't get into the books of the government to share with everybody how crooked it is. And the crooked ones are trying to get the bill passed. It's just, and once again, for Elon Musk, he's totally getting kicked in the face because he's trying to run the government like he runs a private sector. And everybody knows you can't run the government like a private sector. It doesn't work because the government's too thick and deep. There's too many hands in the pocket. There's too many others feeding each other's back pocket each other that aren't going to bend the ways of what they've gotten away with for years and years. And it's incredible how Chuck Schumer now is calling out how, yes, there's government waste. Government waste. And I can't, it cracks me up where people on X are like, don't you wish you would have voted for Kamala Harris? If you're a federal employee, if you're a USAID recipient, absolutely. you are pissed beyond pissed that Donald Trump got in office and brought this guy Elon Musk in to open the doors, open the floodgates of how corrupt our government and bureaucracy is. And so, yeah, you're pissed because with Kamala Harris, this would never gain traction. She wouldn't have brought Elon Musk on. She would have shut him down in a heartbeat and kicked him out the front door. There's no way. She'd still be on the whole transgender thing, all the illegal immigrants thing, let everybody come into the country at your will, and then the taxpayers have to just pay their way. And what are you going to do about it? I mean, sincerely, if you think about it, what is you as a taxpayer really going to do about this whole fiasco? I mean, do you really have an option? And that's what I'm saying. I think Elon Musk is getting a taste of what we already know we have a taste of. And that is, you just don't have much say. You really don't. You have to have big time money to lobby, to sit downtown, to, rub shoulders, to get the movement, to get your ideas and philosophy, ideology, whatever it may be, to change things. Because it's just not going to change. It's not going to happen because it's too deep and too much money. So for us, as I say, how do you feel? How do you feel as a taxpayer sitting on the sidelines where, in all reality, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I mean, can we get enough signatures to remove these corrupt Democratic politicians and Republican politicians? I'm sure the name calling of Republican politicians eventually is going to start coming as well. I mean, I'm sorry. There's like Mitch McConnell. You know who his wife is? She's a Chinese woman that has relationships with China with all this trade and shipping. Does anybody even realize that? Yeah, Mitch McConnell. Then now I love now and how how Elon Musk, how do we call Donald and Elon the same name? That'll be the next saying out there. So we call him Don Musk or Elon Trump. What do we change the name to, right? So now Elon is truly asking, why does a guy of the likes of Mitch McConnell have $100 million of value? Why does Chuck Schumer have $75 million in value? Why does Elizabeth Warren have like $50 or $60 million of her assets value when she's been working a career politician of making $200,000 a year? So, but I tell you what, I would say this much. Hell, if any of them would have invested into Palantir or NVIDIA, Palantir, oh my gosh, my good friend Joe, like 2022, he was sharing with me this really cool stock that was little to nothing of value, and we both invested in it. But then I just had this feeling back in 2022 that the government handing out all this money to everybody, eventually the day would come when the reality is this country's not doing as great as it really is because the government's paying its way by paying people to stay at home, paying businesses for these payroll protection plans. Did you realize that Nancy Pelosi took like $3 million or something like that for payroll protection? Do you know about that? Or like $1.3 million? Just stupid numbers. Why did she get that? Do you realize that Michelle and Barack Obama's daughter, McKaylee, or whatever her name is, she got like $2 million or something from USAID? But is that factual? I really don't know. But is that on X? Yeah. Are people calling it out? I don't know. It's just like Chelsea Clinton. She's coming back and telling everybody that's totally false. She didn't get $84 million, and I don't think she did get $84 million. Did she probably get $4 or $5 million? Probably. For the Chelsea Clinton Foundation? Probably, but I don't know. It's all just people running their mouth, and then it gets out of control, and it's over, it becomes more of a thing of just getting attention by fake news than actually what's really real. So, but the point is, Elon Musk, he's now wanting to open the books up on all these political figures on how did you become rich. And like I just said, if you had $100,000 and you would invested in NVIDIA, I guarantee you now, that would be worth millions and millions of dollars. If you had $100,000 and you invested into, Palantir, whatever the name of that company is, that company had a 1,500% increase in stock value. I've been so fixated on my YouTube channel, just constantly bringing content and information to you. And I just think, boy, if I just put the phone down and just start studying stocks and just get off of social media, I could probably probably make some good money just playing stocks right. But the thing is, right now, have the stocks kind of peaked out to a degree. I mean, you have to wonder with Donald Trump's, policies and things he's got in place right now, can the economy still sustain the growth and the inflation? Because we all know the core index is showing that the inflation is still very high. But you know what? For good old Jeremy Powell, whatever his name is, Jerome Powell, he's not going to lower that interest rate. In fact, he may raise it because you see the core inflation is still rising. Oh my gosh, it's just incredible. It's incredible. And wasn't he brought on board to tame down inflation, everybody? And did anything happen with that? Hell no. But here's what I got for you before I kind of wrap it up for the day. Here's what I saw. I'm trying to see where I found that. Okay. So here we go. So what is Donald Trump accomplished? So this is talks about the Trump tracker, 36 notable moves in 24 days. So we probably already know the tariffs in steel and aluminum. Taking control of Gaza. That's an interesting one. I don't think that'll ever play out. U.S. aid consolidation. We know about that fiasco. Empowering DOJ to make federal workforce cuts. Let's see here. Banning paper straws in federal buildings. I thought the banning of paper straws was everywhere. Tariffs on steel and aluminum. I just talked about that. I mean, I think that's going to have a huge impact on the price of trailers, cars, wheels, everything. That's going to be very interesting how we handle that. Removing Kennedy Center's director. Sanctioning the International Criminal Court. This is to help his buddy Benjamin Netanyahu for his war crimes. Taking control of Gaza, which once again, I can't see that. Banning transgender people from women's school sports. Withdrawing from the UN, some UN programs, not all of them. Creating a sovereign wealth fund. That's a good idea. Keep TikTok operating. U.S. aid consolidation, just saw that. Tariffs against China. Tariffs against Mexico. That's a real pissing contest. Tariffs against Canada. That's a hell of a pissing show. U.S. Guatemala to house immigrants. Signing the Lake and Riley Act. We know about that with the Homeland Security and the oversight of the illegals killing an innocent woman. Restricting medical treatments for transgender children. I think that's a great thing. People are demented, taking your child and changing the way they were born. You're just a whack job. Buyouts for federal workers. That case is actually been approved, where Donald Trump actually does have the authority to impose that. So that is something that the judge did side with Donald Trump, that he has the powers to kind of manage the federal workforce. Reinstating discharged service members, all those people who wouldn't take the COVID-19 vaccine, got kicked out of the service. That's a great thing. Freezing federal spending. That's a great thing. Declassifying assassination files. That's going to be very interesting. Removing barriers to AI development. And then loose regulations for cryptocurrency. Pardoning Silk Road drug mastermind. That's over there, I think, in the China, Russia area, that big, I don't know. Ending birthright citizenship, that's an argument. Declaring a border emergency. January 6 pardons, halting federal DEI program, recognizing biological sex. Recognizing man and woman. Pausing the TikTok ban. Withdrawing from the Paris Climate Accord. Withdrawing from the World Health Organization, creating Doji, federal hiring freeze, renaming landmarks, that's nice, reclassifying federal employees. So there you go. So Trump's got a lot on his plate, man. I mean, he's doing a lot of things, and he's irking and pissing a lot of people off. All right, the goal is 30-minute video, and that's it. I got more to talk about, but I'm gonna shut up. It's too long. So you'll have to wait till tomorrow for more conversations on Ice Age TV. And the puppy age with the German Shepherds growing up. It's incredible how big these dogs are getting. They really are growing up right in front of our eyes, which is pretty cool. I got a lot of video content of them being little puppies to the day that they have become where they are today and getting bigger. So everybody have a blessed day, and we'll talk tomorrow on our Valentine's Lovers Day. God bless.